All right, I want to talk quick about making quizzes using Google Forms. I like this because they're really fast and they're self-grading, and you can see what they're doing really easily. So I'm just going to go into Google Forms and I'm going to make a new blank form, and I'll just make it really quick. Let's see, I'm going to name my form test quiz, and the big question is going to be, what is 1 plus 1? And one of the bad things, the unfortunate things, is I can't do open answer. I can only do multiple choice because it doesn't grade open answer just yet. But before I go any farther, I want to go into the settings, which is the little gear, and I want to set it to make a quiz. And I typically release the grades immediately after, and they can see the missed questions, the correct answer, and the point value. I don't mind that stuff. You can shuffle the questions if you want, but later I find it's really hard to reference particular questions. And I do collect email addresses, and I make sure to limit to one response, because I did that once earlier, and students just kept responding until they got all the answers right, and then I wasn't sure who did what, and it was just terrible. So make sure that you limit it to one response. Okay, so now that I've got my quiz, my first question is 1 plus 1. Is the answer 1? Is it 2? Is it 3? Or is it 17,432? Okay, so I have to set my answer key. The answer is clearly 2. And I'm going to make sure that it's worth 1 point. If you want, you can do different points, but it's nice just that I can track and gives me a really good data point. And I'm going to go back to editing my question. And now I'm pretty much done. I can set this. Let's name it. I'll just call it my test quiz. And I can email it to people, and they can start to set and answer these questions. All I'm going to do then is I'm going to push send. I'm going to this I can send it through email, I can send it through a link, or I can embed it in one of my blogs or my websites if I'm collecting information there. I shorten the URL because I'm lazy and I don't want to type all that. And then I just go into my Google Classroom and post this as an assignment. I'll show you how I do that real quick if you're interested. And I won't actually post it, but I'll show you all the steps that I would do if I were to create this. Now, I waver between making an announcement and an assignment. I'll just make an announcement in this case. And I just push the link button, and I'm going to add this as a link. So now when students go to click on this, it takes them directly to the survey where they'll have to log in, and then they get their one chance to take the quiz. And it's really nice. And let me show you what it looks like when they're done. If I go back into my Google Forms, one that I just did a couple days ago, once it loads, is quiz on 12-7. And this is what the quiz looked like. And I can see that I have 26 responses. I can see how my students did. A lot did well, some did not do very well. And it gives me a good way to check in with particular students on how they did. If I want to sort even more information, I can open it up in Google Sheets, which is like Excel basically. And if I want, I can see what they answered for everything. I can sort by the score that they got. If I want to do that, sort sheet A to Z. And I can then create small groups or check in with students later. And it's very, very nice. It'll also be really nice when I go back and do report cards later, because I can quickly pull information without needing to worry about losing things or not keeping track of a particular piece of information. That's Google Quizzes, and you can make as long or as short as you like. Thanks.